the inaugural DCS PPE. So our version of PPE is not personal protective equipment, it is personal prom extravaganza. Today we gather to celebrate the high school graduation of William Jonathan Norris. Will's parents are Twyla and Mark. Thank you both for welcoming us to your yard to help celebrate this fine young man. I'm going to start with some introductions and some acknowledgements first. First of all, Principal Jade Bollock. Mrs. Bollock was in charge of all of the tech connected to today. So when we leave, she's going to send you a link with a whole bunch of videos, an email with a whole bunch of video links from people you don't know, people you do know, people who love you. And it includes the baby picture slideshow. So I hope you guys get a chance to watch that in the not too distant future. Mrs. Keeler, Mrs. Megan Keeler, DCS Chaos Coordinator who tackled your prom over here. Awards and was my executive assistant this week. Mrs. Carol Richlow, DCS Math and Science Department Head. I have been acknowledging all along. I just want to say it one more time. It was a tough competition this year. One more time?
Two more times. Actually, two more.
One more time. That's the trouble with this, is the jokes get really, really old for the people I'm dragging with me. It was a tough competition this year. You guys could maybe demonstrate for this one, maybe. But she managed to beat Mr. Morrison in the annual leg wrestling competition last summer and earned top spot as department head yet again. I was like overcome with joy for her. Mrs. Richlow took the lead on the creation of the Main Street banners that are so fantastic and that you've seen blowing all over town today. I'm hoping they're back up where they need to be. Thank you, Mrs. Richlow, for all that. Mrs. Laurie Beatty, middle years teacher. She organized the use of the cool convertibles that you'll be driving today, and her connection to the arena board chairperson allowed us to actually go in there and decorate so the wind doesn't blow everything away. I love your decorations, by the way. So awesome. Mrs. Kristen Ward, over here. Mrs. Ward teaches grade 3 and 4 at DCS and was given the title of staff rep in charge of all things cricket, and has been doing hours and hours of picky work with vinyl in order to decorate the vehicles for today. Mrs. Ward was also the creator of the baby picture slideshow that you'll enjoy later on. Thanks so much, Mrs. Ward, for that time put in on that effort. Mrs. Shannon McJanet is here, behind me. Mrs. McJanet has been your support person in many ways over the last few years, Will, as DCS Child and Youth Counselor, and she's pleased to be able to celebrate your achievements with you today. Mr. Lance Morrison. He's the math phys ed and health and phys ed and math and phys ed guy. But today he's the official marshal of the DCS Grad Parade for the first non-annual DCS PPE. Thanks, Mr. Morrison. Mrs. Shauna Morrison is our grade 1-2 teacher who I love to have on my side. Mrs. Morrison is a decorator. Give her a theme and her imagination runs wild with decorating ideas. Mrs. Morrison was key in the design of a couple other things for this year's grad that you'll see later on. One will surprise you then, but I would like her to present Mark and Twyla with one now. Please, Mrs. Mo.
So this is for Mark and Twyla. It's for your yard. You might not want to put it up today because of the wind, and I'm sorry about the wrapping, but that's all there was at the store. So
Open it, open it, open it, open it, open it, open it. So this is a gift from the RM of King George. So the next time you see an RM counselor or the Reeve, say thanks. They were super excited to be able to contribute to this day, Will.
I think while she's opening it, Will should stand up so we can see him in his...
Yes.
Please. Yes. Yes, please. It's on your tie.
Oh, it's dark. That's very nice. Very nice. Snazzy. Snazzy.
Good, Will. Love the tie.
I do too. Yeah.
thank you.
Awesome. Looks good.
Those
So
kids
good.
took such awesome pictures.
They did.
Beautiful.
Really good. Thanks, Mrs. Morrison, for all your work decorating and stuff.
Thank you.
And I'm Mrs. Jones. I'm the senior ELA and history teacher, and I've spent lots of quality time with Will over the last couple of years. And I was lucky to be, I was lucky to be the grad advisor this year. It's been nothing but a learning experience and new and exciting and very interesting. We're going to open with some awards presentations first of all. I'd like to invite Mrs. Richlow up to the pretend podium. We're coming.
One moment. That's part of it right there. So lots of jugglery to be your nana.
Lovely. Well, William. Stand up. No, you're good. You're good, buddy. Looking good today. I miss you. It's been a couple months. I like the hair. Thanks. Yeah, COVID hair. COVID hair. Well, William, today I have the pleasure of presenting you with the Math Science Award. Yes. Well done. It's based on the average of all 30 level Math and Science 30 credits. This year the Math Science Award is presented to William, who had an average, sorry, in the camera, who had an average of 83% in Pre-Calc 30, Bio 30, Physics 30, and Chem 30. Nice work. Join me in congratulating.
Way to go, Will.
You want to come down here in front of the camera? Camera! Be in front of the camera.
You're gonna love the playback on that.
That'd be good. I hope we get
There you go, buddy. Just like this, in front of the camera. And, oh yes, and we turn that way for that one. And this is yours as well.
nice.
You're welcome.
Congratulations, William. Will, just stay down here.
I have the honor of presenting you with the Jeff Lawrence Scholarship. It is the Prom Award for the second highest average for grade 12. Mr. Lawrence, see, I still call him that even though he's like, if you call him Jeff, I still call him Mr. Lawrence. He is very sorry he could not be here today to present this to you himself, so here you go.
Job, Will.
Good job, Will.
And it is also my honor to present you with the High Flyer Editor Award. I feel this year I maybe passionately bullied you into accepting the position again, but to me it was well worth it because we had a lot of readers comment on the quality of your writing and the fact that since I've taken over we actually had a few community members write in. I think that speaks volume for your take on the topics you took on. I know I quite enjoyed reading them, and I'm sure the rest of the staff did as well. So congratulations for being editor. And guess what? You even got done early.
Congratulations, Will.
Well,
So Will, while you're down here, Mrs. Ward's grade 3 and 4 class decided that you especially needed a lot of advice. So I'm going to get her to read their messages to you now.
Okay. Prepare yourself. This is right from their words. Stay healthy by exercising and try to go outside every day. You should also eat healthy foods, and when life gets hard, just keep going. Like Dory always said, just keep swimming. Keep your mind healthy by reading and your body healthy by going for walks with friends. Work hard, have fun, and remember to call your mom. Don't be scared to live on your own. Your parents will come visit you. Don't invite a whole bunch of people over for drinks and smoking because it's bad for you. And also, you should not have friends over with COVID. Make sure you check the dates on food so you don't get sick. I also think you should cook very good food to stay healthy. And last, don't get too many pets. They are too expensive and hard to look after. When you move out of your parents' house, make sure you know how to cook so you don't starve. Don't live in your mom's basement, get a job. Congratulations, you did it. Don't forget to brush your teeth, do the dishes, and call your mom and dad. Have fun, party hard, and learn lots.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I think they hit the nail on the head. I think they really nailed that one. That's
We
good.
don't want you starving, Will.
Perfect.
Food things with the theme.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, good thing you took Foods 30.
Yeah.
I know we didn't finish, but
I can make pasta.
Good thing. Okay, so the DCS, some of the DCS staff members have something personal to say to you. So just prepare yourself. Mrs. Morrison.
Will. First of all, I'd like to extend some heartfelt congratulations to Twyla and Mark on their first child's graduation. This is only the beginning of your graduation tour of DCS, and I guarantee this one will be the most memorable. I mean, who plans a pandemic during prom season? I'm hopeful the girls will not have to deal with a global health crisis when it is their turn to walk across the stage. Now, on to Will. I did not have the pleasure of teaching you, Will, but I do feel like I know a little bit about you based on what your sisters have told me. Will likes to game, Will eats a lot, and William is annoying. Does that sum it up, girls? Is there anything else you want me to add? Okay. Actually, my impressions of Will come from his insightful and entertaining editorials in the High Flyer and the time that he spent in drama. This kid is truly talented. A couple years ago, our drama club put on a play called Bubba the Cowboy Prince, starring Shay Simonson and Jocelyn Thorpe. But it was Will who was actually the true star that night. As a director, one of my worst fears came true. One of my actors abruptly moved away and I was left with an open role a few days before the performance. Will stepped in to fill that void and he was fantastic. I want you to know, Will, that night, that what you did that night was extremely important, not only to me, but to the rest of the cast as well. You were our hero, you saved the show, and I thank you for that. So congratulations on your graduation, and I wish you all the best in your future endeavors. So as I mentioned earlier, it was my pleasure to be the advisor along with Mrs. McIntyre for the High Flyer. It is unfortunately not one of the more popular activities in this school. We kind of see a decline in staff, but Will stepped up the last 2 years and provided some very insightful and just humorous editorials and was always at production night, usually watching videos while we were just fine-tuning the last bit of it. And it was really, really nice to have somebody dedicated that ensured that the production would still go on. As well, I think I'm going to miss CE Sign In the morning, Will. So I have no doubt you are going to become famous because I have a whole book full of your signatures. And I will sell them if anyone wants. But it's always, even when he was coming in late and I was hassling him or hounding him, he always had a smile on his face and he was just a joy to see come into the building. He'd usually then slink quietly down the hallway and go about his business, but like I said, you're going to be famous and I'm going to be rich.
Congratulations, William. Congratulations, Twyla and Mark. I remember teaching William when he was in elementary school in Outlook, and I'm so glad that you were able to move here. I'm very excited that William is graduating, but I'm also glad that you have 3 more children that'll still be in our school. William, thank you for everything you've done at our school. Once you moved here and you saw that it was a small school, With fewer students, there's always a need for people to step in and take on roles that might be a little outside their comfort zone, but it does make the school a better place when they do. You did that. Being on the SRC, being the high flyer editor, being on the cross-country team, the curling team, the badminton team, I just want you to see that you chose to do those things, and then when you put your mind to it, you can do anything you want. Congratulations, Will.
Oh, wow. You want to twice?
Congratulations, Will. I have appreciated your work as co-treasurer of the SRC, that's one thing. But what I will totally miss is your sense of humor in my classes, your wit, your sharp biting sarcasm, and your fantastic...
Don't look so innocent!
and your fantastic writing ability. And I know the whole high flyer readership will miss you next year. You've had a real fan base develop over the last couple of years. And I actually am really tired going to visit my parents and hearing all about the great editorials that William writes. Enough about William, what about me, Mom? Yes, how do you enjoy teaching William? Seriously. I also thoroughly enjoyed watching you interact with delegates and speak with confidence at our Model UN experience in Winnipeg last year. That was great. And I still maintain that you have a knack for politics. And I've included your water snake essay with your papers. I'm going to send that with you forever. It still makes me laugh. Congratulations, Will. Thank you. I would like to ask Will to the podium to say a few words to some important people.
I'll be back.
Okay.
And that's all.
Everybody run.
He said in the bar, hi girls. Them.
Yep. Yeah. Right here. Podium. Right here.
You're looking at the face.
There's the camera.
Hang on to it. Hang on to it. It's gonna blow. It's gonna blow.
All right. Hello. I'm William. I'm graduating. I'd like.
You're giving me anxiety.
It's not going anywhere.
Abby, get ready to touch
He's got it memorized anyway.
So I'd like to thank my parents. While Norris there. They've been pretty good to me, I'd say.
Pretty good.
Took care of me and supported me and stuff. So appreciate it. You'll be stuck with me for a little while longer, but then I'll get out of your hair. It'll be a good time. I'd like to thank Mrs. Jones and Mrs. Richland. You're like my main teachers. And when I switched schools and I was still getting into the groove, you guys were pretty helpful in that. And just really appreciate the years that we've had. A good role model.
Well, one of us isn't.
Thank you.
I'd like to thank Mrs. McIntyre, not here, but this past year, she's been really good to me. And she's just been pretty consistent support. So I really appreciate her for that.
Pass it on. We'll pass it on.
I'd like to thank you, Mrs. Bollock. I mean, this past year we might not have seen eye to eye most of the time. But I appreciate it. I appreciate it. It's probably good for you. I'd like to thank Mrs. Morrison, because I've heard they had quite a bit to do with all this.
They have.
So, pretty cool. I wasn't expecting anything. So it's nice.
Right.
And Rexy, they're all great. And I didn't prepare anything specific.
You should be a politician.
But seriously, it's been a really good year, and I'm happy that you were all a part of it.
Thanks, Will. Congrats. read that bit for you?
Oh, yes, I do.
Yeah, I thought you would.
I want to thank my parents for all love, support, dedication, and occasional kick in the pants throughout the years. I am incredibly grateful for your patience, your guidance, and all you have done. No matter what, you've always been there for me. I know I've been an occasional pain in the neck. Kind of my thing.
I know, it really fits.
But you took it all in stride. I give you this rose in plastic. Will I take it out?
Just present it to your mother.
This rose, signify all of the unconditional love and support you've given me. Thank you.
Finger guns.
Way to go, Will.
Well done, Will.
Congratulations.
I'll invite Mrs. Pollock to the podium to say a few words and do a special presentation.
All right.
Okay, William, I don't know if you remember this, but I actually met you before I became principal at DCS. Do you remember?
I don't remember, but I know that that's happened.
That's a true thing. You were shorter. Awfully cute. And so I met William, I think you were in grade 3. You were in Amber Thompson's classroom in grade 3. And I needed help with a video I was doing for one of my university classes on assessment, co-constructing criteria, actually, Mrs. Ritchell. Co-constructing. He was the poster child of co-constructing in the video. So I will send you the link in case you haven't watched it recently, but thank you for that. You got it saved, yeah. So then I moved to DCS, and one of the first things I heard from you is about your interest in tech. And so I said, why don't we do a coding club? And you said, okay. And then I realized I was really inadequately prepared to lead William in anything around coding, other than to get the help desk to put on whatever you wanted onto a computer. So that's all I did. But thank you for that, because I don't know if you realized how influential you were with some of our younger kids in there, and 3 years later we're still going. I know you weren't able to keep up with stay with that and just with school and so forth, but it was so great to have you there. And then also I talked to you about curling, and I have a phrase for it, passionately bullying somebody if it's what's good for them, right? And so you and Taylor, I said, hey, do you want to curl? And you said, yeah, but I just want to warn you, I'm not very coordinated and I might fall a lot. So I was worried a lot at the beginning, but you picked it up so quickly and you curled all through high school, and I really thought that was great. And we're a good, again, role model out on the ice for the younger students, so thank you. So with all of that, this year, you're right, we spent a lot of time with DLC, and maybe we didn't see eye to eye. We did spend our noon hours together, but I think you know that we were there to just support you and help you, and this isn't what you expected your grade 12 year to end like, but hey, you got through the DLC because of it. We got to end it early, and there's a bonus, there's a silver lining for us in all of that. So I do have a video message that will go out. It's just a sort of a general message, and so if you care to watch it, the Coles Notes version is that I think it's just important for everybody to take the chance to recognize how amazing it is to be a graduate of Dinsmore School. Class of 4, a small community, a family, so not only are you surrounded with the love of this family, but the ones behind you too. I know you will shine no matter what you do, William. We have no doubt about that. So congratulations to you. So because we're social distance, we need to give you a this from a distance. So Mrs. Morrison brought us
Harry Potter wand, homemade.
Oh, here comes my notes. So I'm just gonna get this ready. I don't know, is it Wingardium Leviosa? Anyone? I'm not sure.
Sure. You want to lift them up?
Okay. Nope, that didn't work. Hang on. I'm having some troubles with the twist ties. There we go. How's that? Okay. So, from a distance, my friend, there you go. Congratulations, and best wishes. Can you turn around so your mom and dad can see?
In front of the camera. Get in front of the camera.
All right.
In front of the camera.
Lovely tie, by the way.
Thank you, Mrs. Caller.
That almost wraps it up. That's it. Thank you all for participating in this event. It's a first for all of us. Will, we were sad to see you leave DCS in the middle of March. That was really hard for all of us. But this goodbye is so much more final. We have enjoyed having you part of the DCS family for your school years and wish you nothing but the best moving forward. Enjoy your family and friends that are gathered today. Enjoy the parade, that'll be fun. And as June comes to a close, enjoy not having any final exams! Here's the
I know
truth.
we're going to enjoy it.
Yeah. Here's the truth, Will. The real test of life begins today. Here's an explanation from one of my favorite humans, John Green, an award-winning author and creator of Crash Course Everything. He says, about the test will measure whether you are an informed, engaged, and productive citizen of the world. And it will take place in schools, and bars, and hospitals, and dorm rooms, and in places of worship. You'll be tested on first dates, in job interviews, while watching football, while scrolling through your Twitter feed. The test will judge your ability to think about things other than celebrity marriages, whether you'll be easily persuaded by empty political rhetoric, and whether you'll be able to place your life and community in a broader context. That test will last your entire life, and it will be comprised of the millions of decisions that, when taken together, makes your life yours. And everything will be on it. Will, we've been privileged to watch you these last few years as you became the intelligent young man we see today. We wish you luck, love, and happiness as you head out into the wide, wide world. And in the words of another hero for humankind, Nelson Mandela, may your choices reflect your hopes, not your fears. Congratulations.